Everybody, it's time for the shop. Everybody, it's time for the shop.
Hey, welcome to another episode of Decide, Commit, and Resolve, the shop. We got part 2 of Pursuing Your Dreams, again with the spectacular dynamic duo of Brother Kerrick, Greer and Brother Johnny Sizemore, and along with one of their main characters that play on a lot of their plays, Brother Chris Smith. Thank you guys for joining the show. We really appreciate you being on here. And when we left off, the first episode, we began to talk about some of the struggles that these guys have been through in pursuing your dreams. And I just want to recap this. Please, when you begin to struggle in whatever it is you're trying to achieve, you're getting that much closer. Don't quit at that place where it gets hard. You got to keep pushing. And these guys are going to continue to talk about that as we continue this episode. So, Brother Johnny, I'm going to bring this one to you. In the midst of those struggles, did you ever feel like quitting?
Oh, absolutely. I'm like, it ain't even worth it. Sometimes those are the struggles that I deal with internally, because I would rather do something else than to have to fight and compete with people who we just want the best for.
Yeah.
And so that's been a struggle. People not doing right in the organization, headaches. It's like, hey, I'm good on it.
I can only imagine what it's like trying to manage this type of production with multiple attitudes, multiple days where people are not feeling good or are feeling good or maybe feeling too good. You know what I'm saying? And managing all of that to get this end product, I can only imagine what the struggle is like.
Yeah, we don't have those struggles now, but in our first year of business, I just had to dye my hair the other day because it's so crazy. It was because we were new to it. We really didn't know how to handle a lot of the conflicts that we had, not with us, but inside of our cast.
Yes.
You got multiple personalities and divas and divos, and everybody think they know everything. Yeah.
So Brother Johnny, Brother Kerrick, at this part of the process, you talk about some of the struggles you face. Have you ever got to the point where you just wanted to throw in the towel?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It happens all the time. Even when we're preparing for shows, like we just get hit with so much. Like we'll be rolling. It's like I'll use the last show for example, Collateral Damage. Now, usually we have issues within our cast. Somebody dropping out, somebody ain't doing right, somebody, and the cast was pretty good getting ready for this show, but the other end, it was just like, man, are we gonna make it? It was even to the point where like we gonna do this last show and that's it. We going out with a bang. But you have to press through, and just like you said when you were opening up. When you get those attacks like that, that means the devil is trying to stop something from being great.
Come on.
So that's why, and we always we'll catch the blows, but then we'll always come back and be like, you know what, this stuff is happening for a reason. Yeah. It's a distraction. We got to stay focused, and we always overcome and we come out on top. So,
you really just said the word right there, the distractions.
Yeah.
We all get distractions. In with everything that we're doing, that we're trying to impact people, or whether it's on your job, doing, what you're doing, your passion, there is always distractions. And I personally believe that God allows the distractions for us to persevere, and other people can look on us and say, you know what, man, I know they was going through, but they got through that.
Yeah. Absolutely. And see, that's the thing, we would always talk about stuff like that, and I would say, Kerrick, bro, I said, either this is a test of God saying, can y'all handle this pressure? Because y'all can't handle it at this stage. How are you going to be prepared to handle it on a greater stage? And I said, is this a sign that we gotta hang this thing up. And it's like, I tell them all the time, it's so easy to be distracted by something. The enemy is very cunning, and if he can't get you one way, he'll try another strategy, but the plan is still the same, and that's to keep us off our guard and keep us distracted. And if we can pass this test here, we can handle any other test that comes up.
I got you. And I'm getting ready to. Well, I'm going to go ahead and ask this question anyway. What do you two do to keep each other covered?
Much prayer, and having an understanding. Like we go at it all the time because, and that just is a sign that we're doing something great. We're not always going to agree on stuff. We're not always going to be. He's not going to be my yes man. I'm not going to be his yes man. And we hold each other accountable.
There you go.
And if I like what he say, cool. If I don't like what he say, I'm going to have to have an attitude, and then we'll get over it. Same way. And that's just how our iron is sharpening each other.
Okay.
I would have to say the same thing. And what we also do is we don't let people get in between us because
they try.
And and a lot of people do because they feel like if you divide and conquer, and we always keep that bond, and like I said, we fight, but
not physically,
okay. But we go at it, but at the end of the day, when we're going at it, I never in my mind is like, yeah, we fighting and this is it, we're gonna be done. Like, I know I can say what I have to say to him. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna be in our feelings for a little while, but we're gonna get over it and we're gonna keep it moving.
Gotcha.
And I think that has been the main thing, just understanding the manipulation that comes with it and the divisiveness that people try, and recognizing it and putting a stop to it.
There you go, right there.
And on top of that, one thing that we do, we never take our stuff into our business.
Yeah,
like,
we will be
in the parking lot
going at it, but when we get in front of everybody else,
guess what? We're gonna put on this face. We're gonna yes sir. And that's because you don't allow your personal stuff to interfere
exactly
with you, because that negative energy can rub off on
you. Are saying it.
So, yeah.
You are saying it. So Chris, coming from looking at it from a business owner's perspective, how would you regulate that type of, I guess, negative energy that say came your direction?
It's through communication. You can't let anything fester. I mean, if something's on your mind, you need to get it out.
Yeah.
And you need to look at how to solve the problem.
Yeah.
And be good with it. From a business owner standpoint, you're looking at dollars on the line. I mean, you're looking at something that could cripple what you have.
Yeah. So
it's important to nip it in the bud, or say, okay, I'm going to come back to it.
Yeah, yeah.
And honestly look at, the big picture. Is this argument, is it helping the big picture?
Come on.
Or
come on.
Is it going to keep us, if it's not worth it, and it's something petty, let it go.
Yeah.
But if it's something that is going to hurt the bigger picture, then let's go ahead and discuss this.
Come on.
And then sometimes you're going to have to, flex.
Yeah.
To the other person or what have you, because what their idea, whatever, is probably best at that time. But we think we know it all. We may think we have the best idea, the best solution, but someone else may have a better solution.
Yeah.
And they're in it with you.
Exactly.
And so you have to understand that, and then you got to learn how to flex. Let it go.
We just heard some real nuggets right here. So for you business owners who are looking at going in business with somebody else, understand this: you will not always agree, but you got to understand how to work through those disagreements. Because at the end of the day, you both are trying to make money. You both are trying to make an impact. And so those times where you don't fully agree, or those times where you want to be, a little upset, talk to them and work it out. Because you want to get to the point where you're still making or still achieving the goal that you set for. Man, that was great that you guys said that, because a lot of times people just quit. You know what, man? I don't want to fool with you no more.
Right.
I'm done.
Yeah.
And miss the whole blessing just because of attitude.
Yeah. And I think something that we also take into consideration, we can say, well, you know what? You feel how you feel, I feel how I feel, so we just gonna be done. But something that we both take into consideration is that decision doesn't just affect us.
Exactly.
There's so many people that we have impacted and inspired, and to have something that they depend on be taken away from them because of our selfishness, that's something that, if nothing else stops it, that will make us refocus and get back on track just for that reason alone.
Just for that reason right there.
And then even in our production, we don't allow issues to fester on. Like we have like these rap sessions before every rehearsal, and if you got any kind of grievances, concerns, it's your opportunity to air it out in front of everybody. But we don't have no problems with Chris.
No. It's all put out there. It's all
and
put out there.
It's a safe haven as well. Like people, they'll come in and I'm talking about in a room full of 20 plus people, and they will share personal things about their lives that they would never talk about otherwise. And that's important because it's an outlet for them. They're not taking that back home when they leave and thinking about killing themselves. So it's important to have provide that type of atmosphere for the people that's a part of our production company as well.
And also, we care more about people as human beings versus their talents or their gifts. That none of that matters. You were God connected you with us for a reason, and we're concerned about your mental state, your emotional, all of that. Outside of what you have to offer to us, it's what we can do to help you, and we're a family.
Man, I'm telling you, that is so important, because if a person feels like they belong and they are a part and that you care, you will be able to get more of them, more of what they have to give. But most importantly, I feel like I'm family because you care that much.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When you giving me a place where I can belong, that's big, man. But that's also God. Because God makes that same type of place for us to come to. You know what I'm saying? Even though, we may look at ourselves and may feel like that we don't belong, we're not worthy. But He makes that space for us to be able to do that. Man, that's great that you guys are doing something like that. So, Brother Chris, you talked about the struggles. What kept you from quitting?
The passion.
The passion.
And the resources that God gave me. I hadn't acted in 20 years, but there was a audition by a group of people. One I knew I went to church with, and one they were doing an open audition, meaning they were open to new talent or what have you. And from there, it just grew. Okay. So I've never been at a point of feeling like I want to give up, because they're always straight up with me, and God's given them the ability to offer other alternatives. Like I used to dream of being on TV when I was a kid. Like 7, 8 years old. Mama, I'm gonna be on this show and be on that show. But I've been on cable, worldwide TV, national TV and stuff. That happened because of the connection.
Praise God.
So the resources, why give up on people who are trying to help you? So yeah, there are some tough days, but it's like, why would I give up on them? They've given me an opportunity. Because there's plenty of actors out there that they could have dealt. They gave me the opportunity to go in, and show what I could do. Yeah. And they rolled with it.
I mean, Johnny didn't like him at first, by the way.
And we dealt with that. I let that go.
Well, let's explore this for a second.
I let that go.
We're going to get Johnny a moment to just talk about that for a second.
So, okay. In our audition process, I am very hard. I don't like most people. And it's not because they may not be talented enough like that, but I'm like, I don't really know. I am very hard on actors coming in the door. Like, you have to go above and beyond to get my attention. And Chris, I didn't know anything about him. I knew him from church in Kerrick. Like, well, he come from church, and I'm like,
strike one.
That's why I didn't know who he was.
Yeah, and that's real, because when I came in, I came in like serious.
Yeah. Oh, so you had that scout.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't come in like
Yeah, like
you know, it was like, you know, bam, I'm here to do a job and I'm about to show y'all I'm the best in here. Then I'm gonna get up and leave.
Yeah.
And that's like what he did.
Yeah, that's how it was.
He
So,
he did just that.
I'm like, oh, okay.
yeah.
Like, yeah, Chris stopped me at church and was like, man, I'm coming to the audition.
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, Chris.
Yeah.
All right, okay, yeah. And so he showed up. I'm still like, oh, he came, but
Yeah.
okay. And he got in his audition. I'm like, wait a minute. Like, and I think that's where we have a good balance because
Yeah.
I'm able to see potential off the bat. Him, nah, it's gonna take a little minute because I mean, I was Chris and another one of our best actresses
lead actors.
is somebody that he did not care for when they first came.
It was like, nah. I mean,
So-
some of the others, like one of the girls, who was a big part of our organization, she was 3 hours late to her audition, so I was already turned off by then.
Ooh.
That was and she called Kerrick. Hey, I'm on my way. I told her, she don't even come.
She ain't gotta go now.
But it's like, it took me a minute to warm up to Chris.
Yeah.
Cause I'm like, Chris bougie.
Yeah.
You just not figured that
I'm like, nah. I'm good.
I mean, I would do the speaking just by default. Like,
Yeah.
good evening, good
Yeah,
evening, good evening.
yeah.
out. Let me tell you, my grandma would say that's the uppity folk.
And it was no fault of Chris's, but we had dealt with a very diva, and so I'm like, I don't. You bougie, go on. Nah, I'm good. I'm good. But when I opened up, Chris, my man. Chris has been in every show that we've done.
Ever since he came.
So that says a lot.
So Chris, real quick, can I get the scowl look one time? Give it to the people.
It's kind of hard, you know. It's hard to do it now. I have to be prepared. You gotta understand. I was excited. I was rehearsing and everything. When I walked up in there,
That's the look, y'all. That's the look.
I got up there and it was like, you know, and then they were like, "Hey, great job, thank you." And then, I walked out the door. But it was the second. It was the second audition that they had where I knew that a breakthrough had been made because the director Pat was like, "Okay, do it like this. Okay, do it like that." And so I was like, "Well, I can break down a little bit now and go ahead and let it out." But I was coming game faced. You know?
Got you. So, Brother Johnny, out of all of those struggles, what kept you from quitting?
The impact that we were having on everybody else.
Okay.
And it's like, you have so many people who have opened themselves up to us to help them cultivate their gifts, their talent. And if I make a selfish decision of giving up, where would they be?
Yeah.
I remember one young lady, she first came in and she said auditioning for us and getting the role saved her life because she was on the verge of committing suicide as well. And so that's how I knew from that moment that we're destined to do this. And for me, doing church, doing music for so long, I know that our reach is so much greater doing this outside of the four walls, because we have an opportunity to present Jesus Christ in a way to people who would never step foot in the church can understand and be entertained.
Come on.
And so that's the reason why we don't give up, because we reach hundreds of people per show who would have never listened to a song we sang or a message I could have preached. They can come have in their safe zone, being entertained, laughing, and still get a message out of it.
So Brother Kerrick, what kept you from quitting?
Probably the impact as well. Just to see the difference that we are making through not only the people that's a part of our production company, but the people that come to our show. But mostly for me, I enjoy giving people being in a position to give people an opportunity to pursue their dreams by me pursuing mine. Like we have a guy who does writes the songs. Like before he started working with us, he had never written a song before, and now he writes every single song that you hear when you come to our show. And just you have actors who have never acted before, and now they are some of the best that you see, and that's something that they never would have realized or even thought about, had we not started and followed our dreams. So yeah, it's definitely the impact for me as well, and also like my family, like they just to realize, like, you always think about the outsiders or people saying, "Oh, I see what you're doing," but it's a little different when your family is touched by what you're doing, and for them to say, "You know what, I'm proud of you," and and I do a lot for them as well. They motivate me to keep going.
Yeah. Well, that's good. That's good. And I just want to say this real quick. Quitting is always an option that's out there. But if you quit, you will never see what you're really capable of doing. So I encourage you, don't quit because you're too close to victory.
Absolutely.
So, Brother Chris, what role has God played in all of this?
The resource provider. The passion was there, and it was personal more than anything. But he's been the resource provider. Gotcha. He has provided opportunities so that the passion could be fulfilled.
Gotcha.
To have tried out an open audition with a production company that had just started, but when you saw them, it looked like they had been around for 20 years.
Exactly.
And they are just as interested in you as you are in them. But they're not any jokes now, because there's some people who started with us that are not with us.
Oh yeah.
But the resources were there. And I hope I don't mess them up or whatever. But this played collateral damage. I didn't try out for it because I looked at the roles and it was like, well, that's for young people. Maybe my time to bow back a little bit and do something else. And again, I get a call, Chris, we want you to be a part of this. So we want you to be a part of what we have going on. Are you interested? That's God. That's a resource. God. Like, I'm not gonna let you do this because anything can happen once you give up. And it wasn't like I was like low key quitting in the sense to where, okay, I'm gonna let somebody else have it. But then it was like, no, we want you in. That's God.
That's God.
And so now it's like I'm gonna win championships.
There you go, bro.
Like Jordan and Phil Jackson. I ain't giving up on nothing. They just had to tell me no. Right? But I'm winning championships with them, and so he's provided resources.
Gotcha.
That kept me from quitting.
And Chris is a absolute fan favorite in every show that we've done. Now he is most known for his role as Hamilton Alexander. I think he will go down in history as Hamilton Alexander.
So, and we're gonna start tying this up real quick. But Brother Kerrick, what role has God played in all of this for you?
I would have to agree with Chris. Resources, because a lot of people look at us and be like, "Man, y'all doing this and y'all doing that," but they don't really know the things that we've really been able to do, and we've only been able to do it because of God. Like when we started, we didn't have a dime. We had no state funding, we had no grants, no sponsors. Everything that we did came out of our pockets. And since we started that, we have purchased 2 sets that belong to us. A lot of playwrights and directors that do productions around here, they're renting their stages and their sets, and we own ours.
Wow.
All of our actors, singers, whoever, they're paid. Every single show. We don't owe anybody.
Wow.
And we're continuing to save, and eventually we want to have our own facility, and those are things that we're working towards. But to think that everything that we've obtained with no resources, that's nobody but God.
Nobody but God. So, Brother Johnny, what role does God play in all this for you?
Oh man, he is the sustainer, the provider, everything. And if it was not for him, we would not be able to do what we do. He's given us the resources, the ability, the drive, the passion. It's because of him that he blew favor on this. And we were just willing vessels to do the work.
Come on.
And he has done the rest. Like, along with no money, we had no knowledge about nothing about how to write a play, how to produce a play, nothing. Everything that we have done has been dependent upon God leading and directing us.
Wow.
And so it's because of Him that the doors have opened.
Mm-hmm.
We ain't had to cut no corners. We ain't had to be conniving to do anything. He has given us favor with men and everything that we've done.
So, real quick, Brother Chris, in 30 seconds, what would be your advice to give to that person, that young person, or even that older, seasoned person who's trying to pursue their dream?
There are no more excuses. You have so many outlets to choose from. You're an example right here.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing a podcast that go out into the world right from your living room. 20 years ago, this could not be done.
Exactly.
Right.
So there are no more excuses. Go for it. It's out there. It's free. Just go for it. Just let the world see what you have to offer.
Brother Kerrick, what advice would you give that young person, that older, seasoned person, to pursue their dreams?
I would tell them to understand that anything worth having is worth working hard for. A lot of people don't know this about me, but I grew up living in the hood with my mom. She was strung out on drugs, and when I was a young, I had 4 brothers, and I basically felt like I had to be the adult and take care of my brothers, and I never thought that my life would be any more than what I saw at that time. So to just to look back and see where I've come from and the things that I'm doing, anybody can do it.
Look at that.
And I just want to be a living example for those people who felt like I did and feel like there's no way out, but there is.
Amen. So, Brother Johnny, what would be your word to them?
Never give up. No one can stop us but ourselves.
Come on.
If we have a dream, a passion, or a goal, we have to maximize every opportunity. It's time to stop dreaming and start turning our dream into reality.
Guys, y'all just heard it right here on the shop with these guys, the dynamic duo. I'm telling you, Brother Kerrick, Brother Johnny, man, listen, if you don't take nothing else from this show, please take to the fact that you can pursue anything you put your mind to. Absolutely. These guys are living testimonies of what hard work and dedication and persistence can do. So, Brother Kerrick, thank you. God bless you. Brother Johnny, thank you. To the bishop. Brother Chris, man, thank you for sharing, man. I am truly humbled to the fact that, and I need to tell you guys this, these guys are super busy. Super busy. And they have taken time out of their super busy schedule to come and hang out with little old me. I am truly humbled and thankful, guys. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. I'm going to continue to be praying for this production. He done already called out in 5 years what it's going to be. It's going to be like this times 5,000. So, guys, get ready for Showtime Production. You can hit these guys up on their social media pages. Showtime Production has its own social media page. You can hit them up on there via Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, all that stuff. You can do the same with Brother Chris Smith. You can hit them up. Please reach out to them. Please support them when you hear about their place coming in town. Guys, I'm excited. I'm pumped. I thank you. And see, before I end my show, I always have a motivational quote or thought. Today's thought is, great things never come from comfort zones. Get that. You will always be uncomfortable when you're pursuing something that's great. You hear me? Take that into the bank. Decide, commit, and resolve.
Everybody! It's time for the shop.